This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
Hey guys, I'm smiling today. Why? Because we're going to review Alpha and Omega Journey to Bear Kingdom and finally put this godforsaken franchise to rest. It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? It's not every day that you come across a movie series that only gets worse and worse with every sequel, but by God, these people found a way to make that happen. The preceding criticism was solely the opinion of Bob Show / Wolfabop. You are welcome to hold your own opinion about the subject matter being criticized. Bob Show does not imply that his opinion is factual or superior to the opinions of others. I mean it. For these filmmakers to get literally everything wrong in these movies, I just can't fathom how they could possibly do it. And now it's all come down to this. Journey to Bear Kingdom. The final chapter in the Alpha and Omega saga of suckitude. But in all fairness, the last movie wasn't anywhere near as insane as Dino Diggs, so who knows? Maybe for this final movie, they decided to pull out all the stops and make this really good. Let's find out. After the familiar Alpha and Omega titles in front of empty scenery, as well as some paintings of scenery for some reason, what's the first thing we see? Hate it. My God, how is it that the mere sight of these characters is enough to trigger such raw, unadulterated hatred within me? Anyway, we find our putrid protagonists playing royalty in the woods.
Ladies and gentle critters, subjects of the Forest Kingdom, we are the Dukes of the Western Forest. My brother, Duke Runt, is here to make an important announcement. Take it away.
Thank you, Duke Stinky. Princess Claudette will soon arrive.
1. If they're dukes, then Claudette is supposed to be a duchess, not a princess. 2. Claudette was never exactly the girliest type. Why does she want to be a princess? 3. Duke Runt and Duke Stinky make them sound like bowel movements. The preceding criticism was solely the opinion of Bob Show / Wolfabop. You are welcome to hold your own opinion about the subject matter being criticized. Bob Show does not imply that his opinion is factual or superior to the opinions of others. I'm also wondering why these pups are pretending that they're royalty. Didn't Winston give them the green ribbon titles of Kings of the Fields and Kings of the Forest 4 movies ago?
Greetings, my kind subjects. Hark! Where is my Prince Fleet?
I am here, my fair princess.
Hooray! Fleet's in this movie too! I just love uncomfortable child love scenes. The preceding criticism was solely the opinion of Bob Show / Wolfabop. You are welcome to hold your own opinion about the subject matter being criticized. Bob Show does not imply that his opinion is factual or superior to the opinions of others.
We're ready to receive the visiting bear royalty. Lady Agnes, please make the introductions.
Oh God, stop! What is that?
Lady Agnes, stop! Sorry, I was just getting into it.
Getting into what? The fine art of ear rape? The preceding criticism was solely the opinion of Bob Show / Wolfabop. You are welcome to hold your own opinion about the subject matter being criticized. Bob Show does not imply that his opinion is factual or superior to the opinions of others. Agnes introduces the Bear King, aka Brent, who is apparently narcoleptic now. You know, it would make sense that Brent is particularly sleepy during the winter because bears hibernate through the winter, but remember, we're in Canada. If it was still winter, it would look like this. This movie is clearly taking place during the spring or summer, and again, none of these characters have aged a day, but it would appear as though no one told Brent that winter is over. Oh, and his head and paws defy gravity for some reason. Nice job, animators. The preceding criticism was solely the opinion of Bob Show / Wolfabop. You are welcome to hold your own opinion about the subject matter being criticized. Bob Show does not imply that his opinion is factual or superior to the opinions of others.
So much for practicing for the Queen Bear's arrival.
Speaking of the Queen, where is she?
I don't know. Where's your original voice actor? Why do you have to sound like Claudette's dad? No, never mind. I don't want to know.
His voice isn't the only thing that's dropped.
Ah! No!
Hopefully she gets here soon so we can see her and get back home.
Yeah, because if Mom and Dad find out we came all the way to the Eastern Forest, we'll get a royal punishment.
No, you won't. You'll get a meager little, kids, do you think you can maybe, not go into the Eastern Forest? Then you'll roll your eyes, flip on the bird, and they'll be powerless to stop you. I mean, hey, it's not like they're your parents or something. The preceding criticism was solely the opinion of Bob Show / Wolflebob. You are welcome to hold your own opinion about the subject matter being criticized. Bob Show does not imply that his opinion is factual or superior to the opinions of others. Why does he keep doing that? Then these royal messengers of the Bear Kingdom show up. What distinguishes them from the other Blue Jays that we've seen in these movies? Let me know when you figure it out, since the movie never tells us.
Oh no! My bird phobia!
I will stand here perfectly still and not react in any way whatsoever. That's how people with phobias behave, right?
Donna, if those two gents don't hurry up and ask us out...
Seriously, Marge, what are they waiting for? Don't they know glamour when they see it?
Are those caribou Jewish? They're carrot Jews.
Oh, look, hold on. Royal birdie alert.
Yeah, exactly what is the significance of the bear hierarchy to the rest of the forest? And where did this bear kingdom even come from? The only time we see bears in this franchise, they randomly show up, roar, give a bitch slap or two, then they're gone. And apparently they were a clan back in movie 5.
We're gonna merge the wolf pack with the bear clan.
I guess they got really organized between movies?
The Bear Queen and Princess Conyu are coming.
We need to clean up.
Yes, you need to clean up your, dirty dishes and piles of laundry and... What the hell did you have to clean up again? And why are the caribou excited for the arrival of the bears anyway? Do they like it when they're hunted, murdered, and eaten? And not necessarily in that order?
What? Alright, I'm coming! Don't get your feathers in a twist, you bunch of squeaky... Oh, royal birds!
Really, movie? Scottish squirrels? You're so creatively bankrupt, you have to rip off open season?
This is McSquizzy's turf. Nobody messes with McSquizzy, because that's me.
What?
Touch a needle in this tree and I'll give you such a do it.
Yeah? You and what army?
Boy!
Oh, that all.
But I suppose I can't be too angry at that. I mean, after all, if you're gonna rip something off, it might as well be something that was better than the first movie. The preceding criticism was solely the opinion of Bob Show / Wolflebob. You are welcome to hold your own opinion about the subject matter being criticized. Bob Show does not imply that his opinion is factual or superior to the opinions of others.
All I ask for is 5 solid hours of sleep. Now leave the morning calls to the roosters, would ya?
You get a lot of free-range roosters in the Canadian wilderness.
The Bear Queen and Princess Conyu are coming?
Princess Conyu West? Why did they name this princess after the Canadian Urban Environmental Health Research Consortium? We then meet the Bear Queen and Princess Conyu, who is apparently not a gay fish, and we can see that the Queen is different from the other bears because she's wearing a crown. Why is she wearing a crown? None of these animals have the kind of intelligence or manual dexterity to make things, and the bears have been so brutish throughout this entire franchise that you'd think they'd be the last species to make that evolutionary step. Why is her crown made of sticks in the movie, but it's made out of metal on the DVD cover? Thanks for the consistency, animators. Finally, what the hell is up with this princess? It's just wrench and drag. And not even good drag. All he did was give him eyelashes and a cardboard wig. This is supposed to be royalty? I did better with my Ed Wood costume. What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm pitching. The preceding criticism was solely the opinion of Bob Show / Wolflebob. You are welcome to hold your own opinion about the subject matter being criticized. Bob Show does not imply that his opinion is factual or superior to the opinions of others. Okay. That's enough. People know that this is my opinion. This is my review, so I'm giving my opinion about this. You don't have to agree with me on everything that I'm saying, but I'm not going to apologize every time I give an opinion about something of which you might disagree. Got it? Okay, let's move on.
I sure wish Father could have come.
See? They're royalty, so they have to sound British. Even though they're in freaking Canada! And, I sure wish father could have come. No royal says sure like that. The line should be something like, I do wish father could have come. Watch Downton Abbey sometime.
You know the rules, can't you? One royal must always guard the kingdom.
Yes, reiterate the rules for her, which none of us have ever heard before. Also, if there's anyone in my audience who belongs to a royal family, do feel free to correct me, but I'm pretty sure that royals don't refer to themselves as royals. That's commoner talk.
Your Majesty, we've almost reached our destination. I'll secure the area. Claw will stay here with you.
Thank you, Strom. It is a shame this region has fallen into the paws of rogue wolves.
Why? Why is it a shame if this area has fallen into the paws of rogue wolves? You want to know what to do if you meet a rogue wolf? Tell him, Cool Cat.
Leave us alone right now!
I've joked in the past about how ineffective that is, but with these guys, that's pretty much all that you need to do. So the animals all gathered to bid welcome to the visiting royals, who are being ushered by a magpie named... Magpie. These filmmakers made up some bullshit to bring a dinosaur into the 21st century, but they couldn't think of a name for this bird beyond just naming her after her species. Brilliant!
So, which one is Vernon?
It is I!
Did you get the royal tune?
Ah, see, we're ready.
Oh my god! Oh, what the... Please stop doing that! First of all, a little warning next time. I can kind of imagine a gaggle of geese singing and having them sound like bagpipes, but only if I actually stop to think about it. Otherwise, this just pops the hell out of nowhere. If you dress them up in little kilts and tam-o'-shanters, maybe that'd be less jarring. Second, we already have Scottish squirrels. Why not make them play the bagpipes somehow? Third, why are all of these animals welcoming the bears? They've been nothing but dim-witted brutes throughout this entire series of films!
Her Royal Majesty, Queen Bear! Hello, young wolves.
Hello, Your Highness.
We don't live in the Eastern Forest.
We're from the Western Forest. Our grandfather's the leader out there.
You must be the grandpups of Winston and Eve. And your parents are Kate and Humphrey. I met them once. Lovely wolves.
I tried to kill them years ago when they were traveling home from Sawtooth National Park. Oh, what a romp we had! Yeah, Kate Hump actually met the Bear Queen at some point, but we never saw that, since every movie before now was too busy following the pups as they jerked off over their righteous disobedience.
Give them my best.
Well, we can't, Your Majesty.
Saying nice things to our parents goes against everything we stand for, you understand.
Hello there.
My god, please shut up! I don't know if you're trying to do a welcoming chant from some First People tribe or something, but for the love of all that is holy, please stop!
Ladies and gentle critters, I present Princess Conyu.
Okay, ignoring how this pop music is coming literally from nowhere, what's the point of playing this kind of music when you already established the geese as being an a cappella bagpipe group? Or maybe it's coming from their clapping? I don't know what the sound of one hand clapping sounds like, but apparently two feathers clapping sound like this. Ew, it's Canada's Next Top Model, starring Honey Screw You.
We're here at the welcoming ceremony for Queen Bear and Princess Conyu. Don't they look great, Marge?
Donna, the Queen's looking very stately in a traditional regal crown.
Who are you talking to?
And oh, the princess's headpiece? Pippa couldn't top it.
I didn't even know who Pippa is. I had to rely on my girlfriend, who prides herself on being up with the times, to tell me who Pippa is. How do you know who Pippa is?
My name is Brent. Do you tweet?
What?
My name is Brent. Do you tweet?
What?
My name is Brent. Do you tweet?
You can't tweet! You're a f***ing bear, and bears can't f***ing tweet! What the f*** is wrong with
My name is Brent. Do you tweet?
No, but I chirp.
Denizens of the Eastern Forest, meet my modern daughter, Princess Conyu.
As opposed to your Amish daughter, will you? Then we're reintroduced to the rogue wolves, who we're supposed to regard as a legitimate threat for some reason. Look at the framing of this shot. I mean, really, look at it. Did MC Escher block this scene? I'm inclined to think that, given the position of the trees, the bears and these other animals are standing on a level plane, and these rogue wolves in the foreground are standing on a hill. But if that's the case, why are they standing perfectly perpendicular to the ground? If they're standing up at this angle, they'd be falling over. They need to be standing with their right legs bent so they can stand up straight. It may seem like a little thing to nitpick, but imagine if I was doing the entire review like this. Looks a little impossible, don't it? Charge! With very poorly animated running gaits.
Rogue wolves!
And again with the rogue wolves misnomer. That's a pack!
Magpie, get Conyu out of here now! Now!
Come this way, Princess Conyu. No, Mother. You said a queen never fears and always leads.
Oh goody! Another small child looking to defy her parents' authority, all while saying, I was just following your example, Mother! That's not going to give the kids any mixed signals, is it? The kids want to help, so the queen enlists them to keep Conyu safe. Sure is a good thing their parents didn't tell them to take care of Conyu, or else she'd just be screwed.
Rogue wolves, as sovereign queen of the Bear Kingdom, I command you to halt!
That ought to do it. Thanks very much, Ray.
This is our forest. You're not my queen.
The forest belongs to all of its inhabitants.
Then what's so special about you that makes you the queen?
Shouldn't you be at Bear Lake?
Shouldn't you sound a little bit more like Jim Cummings?
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Get me the princess!
Why? There's a couple of nice juicy caribou over there. We then cut to the Bear Kingdom, which looks just like every other landscape that we've seen in these movies. How creative. And the king prepares to leave so that he can get his family back.
You can't go to the Eastern Forest. Remember, one leader must always stay to guard the capital.
Capital? Are there bear cities now?
Strom told me it was safe. What is your counsel, Louis? They want to lure you into the Eastern Forest, capture you and take over the kingdom. I shall send troops instead. What do the rogue wolves want of us bears? We can't help them create an alpha wolf race. Oh, indeed you can, sire. He who controls the water controls the valley.
Since the hell when? 1. No, these bears have nothing to do with the goings-on of these wolves who don't want anything to do with conventional wolf social norms, let alone those of other animals. 2. Since when did water play into who holds the power in this valley? Since when was power over the valley something that anybody wanted? This isn't Game of f***ing Thrones!
Send a message to our allies, the Western Wolves. Ask for Winston.
The Western Wolves are already your allies? Ever since the 5th movie, Stinky wanted to unite the Wolf Pack with the Bear Clan, but they're already your allies? You know, for all this talk about being the future leader of the pack, you'd think it'd be a bit more up-to-date with current events. Meanwhile, the pups and their friends are easily running away from a couple of rogues. Can someone explain to me how these alphas became alphas when they can't even outrun a f***ing porcupine?
Very smart, Stinky. An obstacle course will slow them down.
Since Claudette was chomping at the bit to be in the Great Wolf Games, why didn't she think of the obstacle course?
Because the Great Wolf Games was just a bunch of races, remember? She has no reason for thinking of an obstacle course.
Oh, right, my bad.
We've got to break these wolves up. Agnes?
Excuse me, I've got to make some roadkill.
Oh, look. A porcupine was so afraid.
Well, there goes my theory about it being a welcoming chant. Apparently it's a war cry, too. And I'm sorry, but what is the point of having Agnes throw herself at those wolves like that if all that's going to happen if she just kind of bops them? That's not what happens when one is struck by a porcupine. I'll spare you the gory details about what happens when one is struck by a porcupine, but it ain't pretty.
One down, one to go.
And the one is gaining on us very quickly.
Oh, look at that! The princess is perfectly capable of fending for herself, making the pups completely useless. Why are they even here?
Because the fans demanded it.
No, they didn't! Then they get rid of this last wolf by doing a spit-up move after kicking up some dust. On grass. Ugh. Oh my god, they couldn't even get their own stupid spit-up move right! The spit-up move is basically drifting to make really sharp turns, because 3-pound wolves need that kind of move to get around how incredibly inert they are. But look! They don't even do the spin-out move! They just spin out! They fell off of that cliff too! These animators are so lazy, they couldn't even reference their own work to see how to do a proper spin-out!
Oh yeah, another one bites the dust.
I agree. We then see the messengers make their way to Kate Hump's cave.
Oh, royal messengers of the Bear King?
You know, it suddenly occurs to me, how many of the Bear King's messengers did Garth kill off before he learned how to howl?
I know. It's not very good, is it?
Winston, come out here, please.
What is it, Eve? I'm doing my business.
Winston, royal birdies from the King Bear are here. They need to talk to you.
Hello, I'm Winston.
And surprisingly, I'm not being comedically animated in a way to suggest that I was doing my business. What was the point of bringing that up?
The Queen Bear was attacked by rogue wolves, and Princess Kanyu's missing, but was last seen with our grandpups.
You know, as long as we're in a movie where every other animal talks, why don't the blue jays talk? It's not like birds just don't talk in this world. We see plenty of other birds who do talk, so why is Winston forced to repeat what these blue jays are saying? Just have them talk for themselves so we can get on with it! So Winston gives a mighty howl to rally the wolves for help. And the cameraman pulls back in fear because he's never seen a wolf actually behave like a wolf before. Oh my god, he's howling! What do I do?
That's my father. Let's go, Humphrey.
Wow, Kate. I haven't heard a howl like that since I was late getting you home after our first date.
You haven't heard a howl like that at all. If you heard anything after your first date with Kate, it was the snarling and growling from the war between the Eastern and Western packs. Because it's not like you actually had to have seen the first movie if you're going to write a sequel to it, right?
Wait a minute. There they are, with Princess Kanyu.
Why am I surprised by what the messengers only just told me?
Oh, please, come in. Make yourself comfortable. What a day you've had. Oh, where are my manners?
Eve, what are you doing?
It's called a curtsy.
Sounds like the director talking to the animator. Okay, so this is the scene where Eve meets Kanyu, and what is she doing? It's called a curtsy! The pups do the mature thing for the first time in their lives, and fess up to having gone to the Eastern Forest unsupervised. Humphrey does the first parental thing for the first time in his life, and he grounds them.
The pups saved my life. They were kind, brave, and selfless. You have wonderful children.
So, are we still grounded?
The one thing that Humphrey finally does as a parent, and it's rendered completely meaningless. Then again, it did come from someone who openly defies her own mother's authority, so why should I be surprised? Then Patty and Marcel show up, because this is usually the part where Patty and Marcel show up.
Nice to meet you both. Oh, this is Magpie, head of protocol. Hello!
No. No. No, 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 I don't know what you're smoking, Splash Entertainment, but nothing falls in love with something outside of its species and with something smaller than its own head! The preceding criticism was solely the opinion of Bob Show / Wolflebob. Shut up! After Kate Humph swears to protect the Queen, since it's not like they have their own pack to take care of, we jump back to the Queen, who is safely being escorted to her kingdom.
My thanks to all of you.
Oh, it was nothing, Your Majesty. The Nutters may be small, but we're tough.
And we're not gonna let a bunch of fashion-challenged rogue wolves take down the Queen.
Fashion challenged? You don't know where clothes are!
And let's give it up for the other caribou.
As we dissolve to the other caribou who are actually bears and wolves? No, she's talking about this random stampede that happened earlier, which may or may not have been intentionally started to let the Bear Queen escape. Why did this need to be shown in a flashback instead of including it in the main action?
Strom and Claw were a part of this ambush. I must return to the king. There are traitors working against us.
Okay, my queen. Let's hatch a plan to get you back.
How much of a plan do you need? Just go back the way you came! The rogues find them again, because, lest we forget, bears stink to high heaven and wolves have characteristically sharp senses of smell. Then we get a chase scene where the rogues are taken down by the squirrels.
Okay, Nutters. Fight hard!
To those who love these movies, and really anyone who loves wolves in general, I just have this to ask. Why am I the only one offended by this? I mean, these are your movies. These are your wolves, but you're nowhere near as offended by this as I am. This is like a human being being taken down by an army of bagels. This doesn't strike you as being a little stupid?
For the Queen!
Well done, my knights with furry tails!
Implying that there are bear knights who don't have furry tails? Are there bears with bear butts? Because there's nothing more deadly to a ravenous wolf than a caribou's ass. Oh my god, are you serious? A full-grown female grizzly bear weighs somewhere between 300 and 400 pounds. She is not going to stop on a dime like that, even if she improvised doing that stupid spin-up move that she didn't even witness, so why would she think of trying the spin-up move like that anyway? Have these animators ever seen how anything in the real world actually moves? How are these people getting work? The chase scene comes to an end as Kate Humph show up with reinforcements. All these side characters providing backup, and none of them are Lily and Garth, of course.
Rogues, back to the forest!
Wow, that was easy.
It's almost like the animators were trying to avoid a big, flashy battle sequence that would actually require effort or something. So Kate Humph joins the Queen's entourage, and we cut back to the Bear King.
The rogue wolves want our lake. Its water feeds the valley, and they want control of it to extort the wolf packs downstream.
Lakes don't feed rivers. Rivers feed lakes. Or is that lake actually feeding the valley upstream by going up the waterfall? Strom and Claw here somehow make it back to the kingdom before the Queen does, and they inform the king that they were ambushed by the rogues, prompting the king to send out his entire army to fight them.
Traitors. You're both traitors.
What are you talking about, Louis?
You fought rogue wolves while protecting the Queen? Interesting, not a single injury. Combat with 40 wolves would have caused some injury, if not fatality.
Yeah, tell it to the Bear Queen who got off a few good punches while doing kung fu. Then they push the king and his advisor here off the cliff. Why not wait for the wolves to take them down? Back on Kanyu's end, she sneaks out of the cave to go home completely alone, and the pups try to stop her.
I have to go back to the kingdom. Strom and Claw are traitors.
You don't know that!
Strom and Claw are traitors. I can feel it.
You're not a Jedi!
They told us the area was safe. Then we got attacked.
And for all you know, that just means that they were given bad intelligence. It happens. We only know that they were traitors because they were idiots and gave up their poker faces, which you didn't even see.
Let us escort you.
Yeah, 'cause we know every shortcut in the valley.
We can lead you there in half the time.
Fine by me. Anything that ends the movie faster. By the way, great job making Runt talk with Stinky's voice, and making Stinky talk with Runt's voice. It's the attention to detail you really have to admire.
Yeah, 'cause we know every shortcut in the valley.
We can lead you there in half the time.
Later at the Bear Kingdom, Kate and the Queen work out a strategy to retake the land. Might I recommend spray bottles? Or maybe wadded up balls of paper you can throw at them?
The rogue wolves and the traitors will never cooperate well.
We must divide and conquer.
Yes, the rogue wolves will soon be arriving.
Wow, strong women.
I know, right? Strong women? Huh, how delightfully absurd. Kay was always strong, and that was always a big part of why you were attracted to her all the way back in the first movie! You moron! You're a moron!
When the rogue wolves arrive, why don't I go and divide, and then you two can conquer?
Got an idea?
Ever heard of a Trojan wolf?
No, she hasn't, and neither have you. Meanwhile, somewhere else.
Hey, you four! Hey, you four! Hey, you four!
Play it again.
You four!
Again.
You four!
Again!
You four!
There are 5 of them! 5 geese! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5! Not 4, not 6, 5! Can you not count to 5? Who in their right mind hires computer animators who can't count to 5? Ah! We then jump to Kanyu the next morning as she meets up with the royal army.
We are in grave danger. We must return to reclaim our kingdom.
With pleasure, Your Highness. And if I may say, Princess Kanyu, I know your parents well, and they would be most proud of your leadership in these dire times.
Yes, senselessly endangering your own life as well as the lives of untrained, unarmed civilians. She would be so proud of you.
King Rogue, observe your new kingdom that we now share.
Thank you, Strahd. Well done.
Let's see. You four, entertain our guests with a celebratory song.
It's 5, you idiots! 5! So they resume being bagpipes as we go back to the bears making their way home. Wait, what? Why is Kanyu up front? Alright, men. We have to make our way through this wolf-infested forest, and we must protect the princess at all costs. The future queen of the bears, and the only successor to the throne, lies in our hands. You first, kid.
Can't they play something more cheerful?
I got this.
Yoo-hoo! My name's Jester, the court jester for hire, just passing through to hit all the kingdoms.
So that is a Trojan wolf.
No, it's not. That's Humphrey dressing in drag in order to be a sexy distraction. I want to ask how Humphrey was able to fashion a veil around his snout and attach antlers to his head if he hasn't any opposable thumbs, but instead I'll ask how anyone could write a Trojan horse reference into a story without having any idea of what a Trojan horse actually is! And I gotta bitch about the terrible animation again. How did these animators just forget how to make Humphrey dance on his hind legs without looking incredibly awkward? I mean, him stumbling around like this does look more realistic, but we've seen dancing wolves before. Could they really not make it look as good as it did in the first movie? Oh my god, this movie's so bad that it's making me complain about how they made something look natural.
Just passing through.
Yes!
Yes!
Yes! I'll even throw in some dancing. I've got clown dancing, a bit of mime, and even MJ.
8 movies. 8 movies I've had to endure, and only now are they treating Humphrey like the professional comedian that he's supposed to be. Ever since the first movie, I wanted to like Humphrey for being an Omega who is really dedicated to his craft. Omegas are supposed to be entertainers so that the Alphas who have had to hunt and settle pack disputes can more easily unwind and relieve some of the tension of the day. Being funny is a lot harder than people think, especially if you're trying to make a living off of it. They say in the fourth movie that Omega schools are a thing, but what does that entail? They could have easily shown Lily teaching a class of pups the subtle art of pantomime, given her turtle performances that we've seen. Maybe Humphrey could teach prop comedy, showing off his astute comedic sensibilities for anything he can get his paws on. Humphrey is supposed to really value his position in the pack, and take comedy very seriously. If they don't want to explore the prop comic angle, I can very easily imagine him studying different dances and miming exercises. Hell, if you explain it properly, I could even swallow him learning how to dance like Michael Jackson like we see here. I would have loved a scene in the original movie where Kate is trying to get home and she scoffs at Humphrey for being nothing but a class clown, but then he puts her in her place by explaining how important being the class clown really is. He's every bit as dedicated to the pack as she is, which is why he pushes himself like he does. But this is too little too late. All we've seen him do is log sledding and goofing off. I want to like how talented of a dancer he is, but because it just comes right the hell out of nowhere with no rhyme, reason, or context, I can't. That and the animation itself isn't doing him any favors. Again, why does it look this sloppy when these animators should know how to make these wolves dance with some degree of grace? King Bear then climbs up the cliff, because I guess he forgot how beaches work. Then we see Humphrey manipulating Strom and King into distrusting each other. You know, just like all Trojan horses.
Don't look now, but notice how the king rogue is sitting above you. Shouldn't you be sitting above him? You don't really trust Strom, do you? Word from the various kingdoms is that he calls you a hired gun.
Oh! I see what Dad's doing! He's pitting the pitiful against each other!
Thank you, Runt. We're all so stupid that we'd never be able to figure that out by ourselves. And why does Runt sound like Guto from What's Up, Balloon to the Rescue?
I see what Dad's doing! He's pitting the pitiful against each other! Huh. I thought he was just gonna make us some dinner!
Nice expression on Claudette, too. Duh! Then, before the almost kind of clever plot to turn the invaders against each other can fully come to fruition, Queen Bear shows up to reclaim the kingdom with brute force.
In the name of the Sovereign Bear Kingdom, charge!
Just sit tight. My soldiers will be here any minute. They just have to climb over these rocky hills first, and then they'll show you a thing or two. Just bear with me here. I'm overthrown, but I'm still funny.
Rogues, attack!
Hey, look at that. Humphrey was wearing his jester getup in this shot, and in the next shot, he isn't. He's a quick change artist.
Great continuity!
Attack!
Or fall to your deaths, that's fine. And leading the charge are a couple of wolves who are orange and white, and neither of them are Garth or Lilly. We've been waiting for this franchise to finally do them right, and seeing them take the charge like this would be all kinds of awesome. But no, we can't have anything awesome, can we? Why would we want that when we can see some random orange wolf running alongside some kind of a white wolf cat thingy? I want this movie to die slowly from cancer! So the Bear King and Strom have a big fight scene next to the waterfall, which is just coming out of a rock. Pretty sure rocks don't do that. Then the other bears and wolves start fighting, as do Penny and Marcel, who just end up pooping on the rogues because that's funny. Then King Bear has Strom cornered.
Wanted our water?
Then he throws Strom to his watery doom. Yeah, except that's exactly what happened to the king himself, so why would he think this actually killed him? So the rogue wolves surrender as they run their walk cycles backwards. They're thrown into a makeshift prison from which they could easily escape. Why don't they all just eat the rogues? Penny and Marcel ask Magpie if she knows what a spit roast is. Our heroes dance more awkwardly than should be legal, and they all lived so happily ever after that no other sequels were made. And thank God, too, because this was the worst! I'm not kidding. This is the worst of all of the Alpha and Omega sequels. Yes, it's even worse than Dino Digs. Why? Because this is not an Alpha and Omega sequel. These filmmakers got so bored with their own franchise that they literally ran out of things for these characters to do. If you don't count the opening logos and ending credits, this movie is only 40 minutes long. And in those 40 minutes, the pups are only on screen for 10 minutes, and their parents are on screen for less than 5. And most of the time, they're just in the background while most of their scenes focus on the bears. It would be totally fine if these filmmakers wanted to do a spin-off movie, or, dare I say it, create an Alpha and Omega extended universe. God knows fans have been clamoring for a Garth Lilly movie for years. But if you're gonna make an Alpha and Omega movie, actually make it an Alpha and Omega movie. You can't take this final installment of the series and suddenly make it about a bear kingdom that had nothing to do with anything we've seen before now. That doesn't make any sense. This needed to be the final hurrah for these characters that we, in theory, have loved for 7 movies now, and they're nothing but background elements while the center stage is given to a bunch of bears, Scottish squirrels, and Jewish caribou. I've always said that it's been a concentrated effort for all these movies to get progressively worse with each installment, but that is a whole new level of fail, Splash Entertainment. That is a whole new level of fail. And now, if you'll all join me, it's time to say goodbye to this movie and to this franchise for good. Rotten hell, you piece of garbage.
Subscribe, like, follow, comment, share, watch more.